What do you think will happen? Kasi ang mangyayari dyan, I think the senator and judges also, di ba?
Yes.
So when they hear the impeachment case of the Vice President, they'll have to make a vote, right?
Yeah.
May I have your reaction? Thank you.
Well, very briefly, I said two things about this issue on impeachment. First, okay, itong particular impeachment na ito na ginawa nitong outgoing Congress, nirefer na nila yan sa Senate on February 5. Unahin na natin yung statement ni Tommy Chanco. Siya na mismo ang nagsasabi. Maraming mga congressmen, marami yan sa kanila, public na sila sa impeachment dahil sa suhol. Pangako, ang kakaroon sila ng maraming kwarta. Bibigyan ng national government doon sa mga soft projects or whatever infrastructure projects through promised. That's why many congressmen pumirma ng impeachment. So, was it really based on public interest na kanila pinirmahan yung impeachment na yan? Eh, kung may suhol yan, it was not really the own volition of the congressman. So, tainted, fruit of poisonous tree yan, impeachment na yan. Now, kaya nga ako nananawagan sa mga outgoing senators. Anyway, you're going to hold session June 2. You can transform the Senate into an impeachment court. So be it, you can do that. You can approve your rules. But I think the best thing that you have to do now is dismiss the case outright. Dismiss na yan for the sake of the nation and the people. Kasi, ano na eh, klaro na hindi talaga totoong impeachment yung isinampa kay VP Sara. No? And I don't know if they have still the numbers, itong outgoing Senate, maybe they cannot get 16 senators to convict VP Sara. At hindi nila matatapos yan. June 2, maybe they are going to hold session until June 15. They are going to approve first the impeachment rules and then magpapadala ng summon kay VP Sara, then di siya ibibigay. Then, hindi pa nakakasagot si VP Inday Sara, wala na. Mag-adjourn na itong old Congress, itong 19th Congress, and then wait for the new Congress. And the new Congress will convene only on the 4th Monday of July. That is when you can say na ma-organize ang Senado at ang Kongreso. So it is only during the time na i-revive nila itong impeachment, kung i-revive nila. Ang opinion ko kasi, itong impeachment case na sinampa noong February 5 is a product of the old or outgoing Congress. So it is a pending matter under the old Congress. At alam niya ni Ma'am Nikki, sa House of Representatives, pagdating ng June 30, wala ng House of Representatives. Completely not a continuing body. Sa Senate, kasi may naiwang 12 senador, base doon sa mga decision ng Supreme Court, starting in the case of Mary versus Senate of the Philippines, Garciliano versus House of Representatives, Romero versus Estrada, and very recently, Arvin Balag versus the Senate of the Philippines. Sinabi ng Supreme Court, the Senate is a continuing body, despite the fact that there are only 12 senators that would be left in every Congress. But all pending matters in the Senate cannot be continued. No? It will be optional for the new Senate to take cognizance of all pending matters as if filed for the first time. So, yun ang rule. Kaya pag may nakapending na bill sa Senate, i-refile mo uli yan. I-refile mo. Pag may nakapending na matter pursuant to ratification of treaties, kasi the Senate has the sole power to ratify treaties, i-refile uli yung ratification. Of course, the proceedings that took place in the discussion before the committee in the Senate of a particular bill or a particular treaty to be ratified can be adopted by the new Senate. No? Impeachment is also a matter that is pending. However, the Senate cannot take cognizance of the pending matter na impeachment because it's going to be treated a new one dahil may constitutional prohibition for a new impeachment complaint to be filed against the same official within a period of 1 year after it was initiated. Nakalagay doon sa provision po ng Constitution natin. So hindi pwedeng bigyan ng Senado itong pararating na Senado, this new Congress Senate that will be convened on the 4th Monday of July, to take cognizance of an impeachment case that was filed and referred to noong February 5. It will violate the one-year prohibition. Kaya pinakamagandang gawin ng Senado ngayon, itong old Senate or the outgoing Senate, from June 2 to June 15, kung yan po yung naka-schedule na kanilang session days, dismissin na lang nila itong impeachment case. Maghintay na lamang po sila ng another 1 year kung gusto nilang i-impeach si BP Sara at filean nila after February 5. Yun ang aking take po dyan.
Yeah, yung issue ng impeachment kasi, maraming interpretasyon, maraming kampihan, political, simply political. What I'd like to present is a practical view. No? Dahil yun, wala nang interpretation yun. Pagka nagkaroon ng destabilization, pag nagkaroon ng pag-aalinlangan, ang negosyante hindi makapagplano. Uutang ka ba o hindi? Papatayo ka ba ng bagong pabrika o hindi? Yung ano mangyari sa building, sa mga bahay na ginagawa, sa mga ang daming mga pending, nasa plano pa lang. Pero pagka hindi maliwanag yung political situation, yung stability, yung reliability, ano bang patakaran ng gobyerno? Pabago-bago ba yan? Linggo-linggo, buwan-buwan, taon-taon, meron bang ganyang klaseng pagbabago? Magulo po yan. Pagka nagkaroon ng gulo, ang number one biktima ay yung mga namamasukan. Dahil kayo una matatanggal, kayo una mariretrench, kayo una magkakaroon ng shortened work days, di ba? So, ito ang ayoko makita. Yung mga sitting officials come and go. Your jobs have to have security. Your families have to have security. And the minute they keep talking about war, the minute they talk about preparing for war, preparing for this, they talk about impeachment, hindi na pag-uusapan itong eleksyon na to, ilan na nagsalita tungkol sa gutom, dun sa mga walang maasahan sa ospital. Itong mga problema ng infrastruktura, problema ng masasakyan, yung public transport, etc. Ang dami-dami mga issue, hindi na pinag-usapan. Ito po ang aking kinakatakutan. The politicians are going to survive, or are going to fail, or are going to be obliterated, whatever it is. Pero paano yung tao? Yung tao, yun lang inaasahan niya. Yung araw-araw niyang kikitain. At mawawala yan dahil yung magbibigay noon, hindi malaman kung meron ba akong kikitain para bayaran yung interest ko sa bangko, o kung yung aking fasilidad, yung aking pabrika, o yung aking pinagkakakitaan ay mawawala na lang. So this is my concern. I am afraid of this. The more they talk about war, because China will invade us, mga ganyan, yung ganyang pananakot, ang unang matatakot negosyante. Ang unang matatakot negosyante. Those who have something to lose. And those who have something to lose can afford to lose it. But we cannot afford as a people, you know, to just keep quiet and just accept and just pray. Hindi yung mangyayari yan. Yung gusto natin hindi mangyayari. We have to ensure stability, peace, in order to attain development, in order to attain hope, yung para meron man lang tayong pag-asa. Dahil pag hirap pinag-uusapan, we see only one thing: destruction. Total destruction, total annihilation. So all those that are, you know, warmongers and war freaks, no? Tigil-tigilan niyan. Dahil ang kinabukasan ng taong bayan nakasalalay dyan sa mga inyong salita.